So as frustrating as this is, I appreciate the opportunity to overcome my own emotions. About to start this 20-mile ride. See how it goes. It's $200 and I don't have it. It's that $200 is just a couple different decisions over time. So I just crossed 13 miles. If you're a Starbucks drinker, like, that's the difference between getting regular coffee and Starbucks coffee. Let me know. What path are you on? Alright, so today's the first official road to the RAAM. I really don't have much to say about it. But we're just going to try to record some footage. So yesterday was going to be my first day where I went out for a ride, and on an actual bike outdoors. And the way the situation is currently, you know, I just lost my job, so I spent $58 getting 2 new tires and tubes for 2 separate bikes. You know, one's my actual road bike, and then one's kind of like a hybrid that has road tires on it. For more like rougher trails and stuff like that, and then the other one for strictly road. And then I went to go for my ride, you know, after I busted my ass all day doing yard work and running stores and doing all the responsibilities, you know, of a husband and the things that the house needed of me and everything else. And I was just excited, even though I was exhausted, to get on the bike. And I go to put the rear tire on the hybrid bike and drop the hybrid bike. and bent the hell out of the derailleur. So that bike's out of commission. And then I went to take out the actual road bike, which I don't even know if it could shift gears or anything. It hasn't been ridden in like 20 years. And as soon as I took off on that one, I don't even know what it's called, but the rear tire pretty much dropped out, and I think bent the fuck out of that rim. It was a brand new rim. So really what I need to do is spend the $200 to have both one bike at a time stripped down and completely rebuilt. It just sucks because there was already a high level of guilt for getting the tires repaired that still didn't get damn bikes on the road. And part of me, you know, I can sit around and I can get pissed off, and which I was for a minute, but I'm not upset that the bikes aren't working. What I'm upset about is I've been somebody with ideas for so long, and right now the biggest obstacle between me and getting on a bike is $200. Like, that's not a lot of money. It really isn't, not in the grand scheme of things. Like, even if you have a lower paying job and you think about what is $200 over the last 10 years of you working, that's a drop in a bucket. That's probably, for a lot of us, cooking at home instead of cooking out. Getting that $1.50 coffee from the gas station, $1.90 coffee from the gas station, instead of the $2.50 coffee from Dunkin' Donuts with all the extra shit in it. Or if you're a Starbucks drinker, like, that's the difference between getting regular coffee and Starbucks coffee for a couple months. And when looking at, you know, things like this in the grand scheme of things, hopefully this isn't super shaky. My arm's not stabilizing well. When you look at the grand scheme of things, that's what's upsetting to me. It's not that... Hold on, let me check something real quick. I'm still recording, cool. Yeah, it's not that it's $200 and I don't have it. It's that $200 is just a couple different decisions over time. So it's something that I easily could have had, something that I should have, but I don't. So what happens next? Because my back was tender from the riding in the gym, which I didn't even do a lot. I only tracked almost 30 miles last week in 2 days, which isn't a lot at all, but I haven't been in the gym for a few years, and I haven't been taking very good care of my body. So, you know, that was enough to kind of tweak some injuries and let things know that, hey, I'm still here. So it's no big deal. I'm not hurt, just uncomfortable. But even today, I'm feeling pretty good. So I would have went for a run instead, but like I said, my back was super sore, and I'm really nervous about pushing that too far, just because the rehab process and the damage I've already done is so severe. I don't want to risk anything. But we're just going to stay inside the gym and ride stationary. Probably focus on the incumbent bike more than the standard bike. Just for the safety aspect. Keep the foot speed up, the RPMs up, so that way I can recondition the knees and the ankles to be moving that much. And then I gotta find this job quick, not only just to pay the bills, but to give me the peace of mind freedom to think creatively on my personal goals. Because, you know, when you're in danger of getting behind on your bills, it's very hard to stay focused on a really big goal. And it's unfair to those people that you're responsible for, in my case, my wife, for me to spend all of my mental energy and creative processes on my own personal ambitions when rent's not paid yet. Like, we have enough to pay it by the end of the month when all the paychecks come in, so that's not the issue. But if you're someone like me who's starting out in the very beginning, before you win a couple big races, and when money's still tight and you still have to, as Kai Green would say, count every green bean to make sure it matters and to make sure that you have enough. It's challenging. So I want to make sure I shared this part of the process, because I know there's a bunch of you out there who you want to take on these huge goals, whether it's in the endurance world, whether it's in the business world, whether it's in art or music or whatever it is that drives you. And it doesn't necessarily look pretty in the beginning. But it's not supposed to. Imagine if it was easy. Imagine if I would have just got on both bikes and they worked magically. It's going to take a lot to set a world record, especially on the bike, because not only do a ton of things have to go my way, like weather and other stuff, but I have to be mentally prepared. So as frustrating as this is, I appreciate the opportunity to overcome my own emotions and these obstacles that seem huge today, but they really ain't nothing compared to the mountain or a strong headwind. But I want to first off welcome you to Road to the RAAM, and second off, thank you for tuning in. And even if you only stop in from time to time, or maybe you never listen again, I want you to remember that even though whatever challenges or struggle or thing it is that you're trying to tackle today, you might feel alone, that there's a bunch of us out there, like you and I, that are going to sacrifice a lot and feel a lot of pain and go through everything that you're willing to go through. And in those common struggles, in pursuit of what drives us, we're not alone. So welcome to the Road to the RAAM. And if you feel like it, you want to take the time, go ahead and let me know, what path are you on?